Mr. Investor, welcome back to the channel, baby. You better swat away those haters. Today we're going to be talking about bionano genomics earnings call, some of the clients that we've sold the Sapphire to and why they are key, the upcoming events, and overall highlights and my thoughts and feelings regarding the company and its progression. And if you're new around here, my name is Miguel. We look for the biggest, the juiciest growth stocks. And I think bionano genomics is one of them. We got the Sapphiresaurus, the bionano Rex. I want a 10x, I want a 20x, I want a 50x my money over time. But always remember, this is not financial advice, this is for entertainment only. And if you're able to support the channel, please click the join button above my head and select any tier. But if you're unable to, just you hitting the like and clicking subscribe is enough for me. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you in the video. And let us begin. First of all, my thoughts and feelings about the earnings call and the progression in the company. It wasn't bad and it wasn't super impressive. That was my first thoughts and feelings, but when I actually looked at the data and I thought about the kind of groundwork they're doing and how they're setting the foundation for Sapphire adoption, I thought, wow, it's still magical. For me, I always talked about some key sites that have adopted the Sapphire already, and I just wanted to show you this clip here and explain why I think this is super important that some of the biggest players in the game are currently adopting Sapphire. I'm just going to play you a 20-second clip from the earnings call.
Outside the US, Sapphire was adopted enthusiastically in places like Korea, Europe, Africa, and China, including at Medicover in Germany, which is one of the largest commercial diagnostic companies in Europe, and Nuprobe in China.
So I wanted to go a step further. I wanted to know about Medicover. I wanted to know, is their business growing? Because if they've adopted the Sapphire, how successful is their business, and is their business growing? What is their roadmap for the future? What is their plans? So Medicover, let's talk about their genetics unit. What they did was actually make lots of key acquisitions of several key institutions in Germany, and they built out a strong foundation so they could become a market leader in genetics. So they focus on healthcare professionals and helping them identify the most appropriate genetic tests for their patients. And how do they do it? They said they did it this way. They utilize cytogenetic analysis, molecular pathology solutions, the latest in next generation sequencing technology, and microbiome sequencing. They then say that they offer a complete in-house and tailor-made portfolio. Produced in their laboratories in Germany and offered internationally, Medicover is the sole testing site in Europe for bionano Sapphire technology. So these guys are a big fish. And this was their statement on Sapphire. The third generation optical mapping solution aims to provide the missing information in genome research with rapid, high throughput, long range genome mapping, unmatched structural variation, discovery capabilities. If proven successful, this technology will allow Medicover to resolve large scale structural variations currently missed by next generation sequencing. So these guys want to go global. They're saying to operate smoothly on a global scale, and they also want to expand the sample volume. If you see their history, you can see they've been operating for over 2 decades, and their team of scientists, physicians, medical geneticists have over 20 years experience in genetic testing. So how big exactly are these guys? What do? They offer diagnostic laboratory services across all major therapeutic areas. They said that 70% of all medical decisions are dependent on diagnostic testing. And so their business model is split between private pay 66% and public pay 34%. They are in countries such as Germany, Ukraine, Romania, Poland, and others for private pay, and for public pay they're in Germany. Let's take a look at the size of these guys. They processed 104 million tests in 2020. Their network consists of 97 clinical laboratories, 733 blood drawing points, and 26 clinics in 10 markets. They haven't even built out fully over Europe. Can you imagine if they're available in all countries in Europe and on other continents? Because they said they want to expand globally. And if they start to utilize the Sapphire on a global scale, if they start to expand, they've already done 104 million tests processed in 2020. What more if they expand globally, they get more clients, and they run services in key markets? Especially with the Sapphire improving, becoming high throughput, we can offer that razor and razor blade kind of model where we supply the machine and they start to use lots of these flow cells. So these guys provide a range of services. We can see here the regional laboratories are located around central laboratories. They also provide services for hospital laboratories, providing urgent diagnostic testing. And never forget, we managed to sell a Sapphire to Belfast City Hospital, the regional genetics laboratory, which is part of the NHS. And there's also another key site which was mentioned, King's College Hospital. Now this is the creme de la creme. You can get as high as you can in research. These guys are world renowned for producing fantastic research, and we managed to sell a Sapphire to these guys. So if these are prestigious hospitals and customers who have purchased the Sapphire, they're going to utilize, they're going to put out more data, more research, and find different applications for the Sapphire. The 2 hospitals that are part of the NHS, can you imagine adoption across England in every NHS hospital? Imagine the machine being utilized for cancer, for genetic testing, for prenatal and newborn screening and postnatals. And here is the ABCD alphabet of all the hospitals in England. As you can see, these are all NHS hospitals. There is a lot of potential here. And I didn't know much about Medicover, so I wanted to look into their investor presentation and see, are they a growing business? Are they making money? So we jump in there like swimwear, baby. We can see Medicover here, Q2 2021. And I'll make myself small so you can see me, baby. But look at all of this data. The revenue amounted to 348.9 million euros, up 75.5% with an organic growth rate of 79%. So this is just in Q2 2021. And if we see here, I want to show you Q2 in 2020, they were down here. It was under 200 million euro. And now they've grown their business, their diagnostic services, to 348 million euros just in one quarter. They said about 81 million euros was generated because of C19, but they also have growth in dental services in Poland, and Medicover sports activities restarted in June. But what we want to know about is this diagnostic services. This is what we want to take a look at. And their revenue grew 86.2% to 168 million euros with an organic growth of 92.1%. And these figures are actually compared to their Q2 2020 results. And if you want to see here, are they growing? Are they expanding? They've said Medicover Genetics continues to expand its offering, now serving customers from across Europe. Let's look at the key financial data. And if we look about a year ago, April to June 2020, they generated 198 million euro, just under 200 million euro. And now they're generating revenues of nearly 350 million euro just a year later. Now let's look at their financial targets. They said in terms of growth, they want organic growth revenue for 2022. This is their target, 9 to 12% organic revenue growth. I think they're going to continue to expand their range of diagnostic services, also to build out a greater menu. And these guys are our customers, our clients. They've got the Sapphire machine. They're going to start to utilize it, and they're a growing business. We have had so many events this year, especially with cancer, oncology. We've got the European Society for Medical Oncology, which is coming up in September. We've got the American Society for Human Genetics happening in October. And we have another one, the Association of Molecular Pathology, happening in November. Some great events are coming up, and let's look at kind of the roadmap to adoption. We've managed to ship 13 Sapphire systems, and whilst this isn't an explosion in adoption yet, they're setting the foundation by getting those key sites in place. Comparable to the year before, they only shipped 6 systems. But what I want to show you here is this. They've sold 2,742 nanochannel array flow cells. So this is the greatest amount of flow cells that have ever been sold ever. It's the highest quarter. And just a year ago, that's 93% growth in the amount of flow cells they've sold. So people are utilizing it more. And this was Eric Holmlin's key point. Eric Holmlin stated that each flow cell utilizes 1 human genome. So he said that the more flow cells sold means more utilization, more data, and that can greater affect adoption. In terms of publications, I believe I heard it was about 49 different publications and presentations featuring optical genome mapping data. And we can see that world-renowned scientists have actually picked up the Sapphire, they've started utilizing it, and they've created peer-reviewed studies. So how exactly is this going to help us? Let's go to South Africa and I'll show you. A wimboey, do 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 do. Remember Joanne Kotze, head of genetics at Indelo Bio? She's based over there in South Africa and said that she's been following bionano's progress for years and has been impressed by optical genome mapping. She is actually the national board examiner for the specialized field of cytogenetics of the Society of Medical Laboratory Technologists in South Africa. And what she wants to do is actually build optical genome mapping and put it into the South African cytogenetic guidelines. She's also stated that she believes that optical genome mapping has the potential to revolutionize cytogenetic analysis in Africa and the rest of the world. And this is where others have failed, so CMA has failed to replace standard cytogenetic testing of cancer samples. But she believes that Sapphire optical genome mapping can revolutionize. The key sites in the national healthcare system are the foundations to adoption here in the UK. Bionano Genomics institutional investors. Well, Cowboys, how they getting on? They got some new positions opening up with Mitsubishi. And I wanted to mention also that Oppenheimer actually increased the amount of shares that they have in BNGO. As we can see here, Oppenheimer actually increased their shares by 341%. So as they've built out greater conviction and they've put their analysis on bionano genomics, they've increased it. They put their money where their mouth is and said, you know what, we believe in it. Let's increase our investment. Overall, we're on track with the sales of Sapphire systems. We're probably going to reach just over 150 systems. That's what I think for the end of this year. We have a chest full of money, $333 million we're currently sitting on. Golden! Year over year, we've increased our revenue 226%, and this is by the growth and adoption of Sapphire installed base. We're still aiming for the 150 plus systems by year end. And remember, they said that the greatest adoption has yet to come. They keep releasing publications, they keep getting it built into guidelines across the world. Newborn screening is going to start happening here in the UK, and they spoke about it with the public, and the public have agreed, you know, if it's for the best interest of the baby, they're going to perhaps start utilizing and making it part of routine that every single baby born here in the UK is going to be screened. They're also trying to expand the kind of position they're in within prenatals and postnatals. With the commercial release in Q3 of prenatal assays and expansion of the menu of pediatric assays, this is going to be another field where we can generate cash. And in terms of cancer, I wanted to just show you this. The global cancer diagnostics market, this market is actually pegged at $168 billion in 2020. However, they believe that by 2028, this is going to expand to $280.5 billion. This is going to grow at a compounded annual growth rate of 6.9% between those years. And if cancer is a disease of structural variations and you need to utilize the machine, and you can see here that somatically acquired large structural variations are one class of abnormalities that can lead to cancer onset. For example, deactivating tumor suppressor genes, and by upregulating oncogenes, detecting and classifying these variants can lead to improved therapies and diagnostics for cancer patients, saving lives, making money. So the key thing is, are we in a bad position? Do we have enough cash in the pot? How easy is it going to be to get adoption? What are we currently utilizing? What's our technique to getting people to adopt and buy the Sapphire machine? And it looks like everything's in the right place because they're utilizing data, world-renowned scientists. They're giving these guys the Sapphire machine, they're selling it to them, and they're saying you can utilize this for whatever you want. You develop your own laboratory developed tests. And also, one thing that is brewing that nobody spoke anything about was the nano nozzle. Now, if the nano nozzle can do sequencing, if we can do short read sequencing, long read sequencing, or both, we gain another chunk of the market. Another different way for us to earn revenue. So cowboys, I've been buying up bionano genomics. I've nearly touched 1k shares now, and I'm going to continue to buy bionano genomics as much as I can over these next few years. Let me know your thoughts and feelings on bionano genomics. Let me know what you think of our growth at the moment and our progression, and how do you feel in terms of patience? Are you willing to wait and see if this business will grow the way that we're estimating that it's going to grow? And with lots of these institutional investors investing and having an average price of $7, some as low as $5.58, but lots of these are opening positions at $7. Institutions often buy and they sell at multiples as well. So what do you think they value bionano genomics to be in 5 years time, in 6 years time, 8 years time? Let me know, drop some comments below. Always remember, none of this is financial advice, and if you're able to support the channel, please click the join button. I really want to be able to do this full time, so I'm going to complete my studies actually, and then I'm going to look for a sponsor, and I'm going to start to make as many videos on different types of stocks that I've found that I think are going to be big companies in the future. So currently at the moment, just giving you a quick update, I've actually got a placement now, so I'm going to be based in the hospital. I'm going to be finishing up my nursing studies, and I want to see, is there Sapphire in this hospital that I'm currently doing it in? I want to go to their genomics unit and just see what are they currently utilizing. Which tech, which machinery, baby. Yeehaw, baby, let's get it. Woohoo! Wishing you the best each and every day. Thank you for all the support and all the patience. I've been literally studying and working as much as I can, but I'm going to be bringing you the finest content with whatever gems that I can find. So thank you for all your love and support. I really appreciate you guys. Mr. Investor Lot, over and out, baby.